What a big week of college football we have, week 7. Obviously, the big matchup of the weekend, number 8, Oregon at number 7, Washington. Now, at the time of this recording, the Huskies are favored by 3 points. And Washington comes into this game with the third-ranked scoring offense in the country. Curiously enough, the Ducks come into the game with the second-ranked scoring defense in the nation. So we have a little bit of an unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Now, this is a 2:30 p.m. Central kick on ABC, so for a lot of folks who don't get to watch Pac-12 football, this will be a crash course in how good the Pac-12 is this year. More specifically, this will be a wonderful introduction to Michael Penix Jr. A lot of people talking about this young man as a Heisman hopeful. I'm guessing a good proportion of the country, of college football fans at least, have not seen him play yet. This is going to be his coming out party to the nation. I've got the Huskies prevailing 34-24 over the Ducks. It's going to be a fun game to watch. There's certainly going to be a lot of offensive fireworks and explosions. But most of all, I think most notable, you're going to see Michael Penix Jr. really step onto that national stage and get the name recognition he deserves. So stay tuned for this one. It should be a lot of fun Saturday on ABC. Thursday, we kick off the slate of games for the weekend with West Virginia at Houston. Dana Holgorsen is struggling as Houston's head coach, and there's a lot of unhappy Cougars in the Bayou City right now. I've got West Virginia winning this game 38-27 on the road in Houston. Friday, we see Colorado and Coach Prime star on a little Friday night football when Stanford comes to town. I've got Colorado winning over Stanford at home by a score of 42-24. Now, as we enter into Saturday's matchups at 11 a.m., Arkansas on the road in Tuscaloosa, squaring off against Alabama. A lot of people said Alabama's over. The dynasty's dead. The dream is done. I don't see that happening quite yet. I've got Alabama winning this game 28-18 at home. It may be a little close for comfort for some, but again, the Crimson Tide will come out on top. Staying at the 11 a.m. window, a little Big Ten action, Indiana at Michigan. I don't really have much to say about this game. I think Indiana is just going to be in for a long day. I've got the Wolverines winning 56-10 at home at Ann Arbor. Now, staying at the first window, but moving back to the SEC, we have Georgia on the road at Vanderbilt. And this is another game that's not going to be particularly close. I've got the Bulldogs winning 52-13 on the road in Tennessee, just destroying Vanderbilt. And to wrap up the first window, in the ACC, we have Syracuse traveling to Florida State. A lot of people wondering, is this the game where Florida State falls on their butt? I don't think so. I think they're going to be just fine at home. I've got the Seminoles winning 42-28 at home in Tallahassee. Moving to the 2:30 window, a Big 12 rivalry game, BYU at TCU. This has been a very nice rivalry throughout the last several years, and I think with BYU finally in the Big 12 this season, it picks up just a little bit more steam. Unfortunately, TCU is not the same team they were in 2022. They had the Cinderella season, making it to the national championship game, but ever since that game, things have seemingly gone downhill for the Horned Frogs. And unfortunately, Saturday, it's not going to get any better. I've got BYU winning 28-21 in Fort Worth. Staying in the second window, we have the SEC Game of the Week on CBS. Texas A&M traveling to Tennessee. And this year I have been completely snake-bitten when it comes to Texas A&M picks. I've been wrong every single time. So Texas A&M fans should rejoice when they hear that I'm predicting Tennessee wins this game by a score of 37-34 at home in Knoxville. Moving to the 6 p.m. Central window, another SEC matchup, Auburn travels to LSU. You know, LSU has taken a lot of heat this season, and deservedly so, for a lot of defensive failures. The good news is, though, for LSU is they are hosting a team that is worse than they are. In this game, I've got the LSU Tigers winning 35-20 over the Auburn Tigers in Baton Rouge. At 6:30 p.m. Central, little ACC action. We have North Carolina hosting the Miami Hurricanes. In this matchup, the Tar Heels are favored by 3.5 points, and they are coming off a very impressive win last week over Syracuse, a 40-7 victory over the Orange. Last week, not so good for Miami. The humiliating loss at home to Georgia Tech, 23-20, after the disastrous decision to run the ball instead of kneeling. I don't think things get better this week for Miami. I actually have North Carolina winning this game 31-27 at home, and I think the Heat ratchets up just a little bit for Coach Cristobal and Miami. We wrap up the week schedule in prime time, 6:30 p.m. Central on NBC, USC at Notre Dame. This could actually be the game of the week. Notre Dame coming off a very disappointing loss on the road at Duke. USC, a thrilling win at home over Arizona. I've got USC just simply outscoring Notre Dame. The Trojans win this game by a score of 41-35 in a shootout, allowing USC to maintain an undefeated record and perhaps sending the Irish into a little bit of a tailspin. And remember to enjoy college football. It's supposed to be fun, so have a little fun with it. God bless you, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.